our dream. So we've got to get off of this one quick and get on to Stanford. Stanford's a team that's beat us 3 times in a row, and we can't sit here and gloat. Got to move on. So that's what we're going to do.
Coach, can you talk about, as far as the impressiveness of this performance that you guys had, what does that say about your team?
It just confirms what I believed all along, that we were building something special here. It's not done yet. It's not close to finish, but we're moving in the right direction.
Coach, it was really a culmination, it seemed, of the 3 years for you to at least bathe in the moment a bit before Stanford. Can you bathe in that moment a little bit?
No, I don't bathe in moments. Let's move on to the next moment.
Jim, over here. Can you talk about down here?
I recognize your voice, Ryan. I just didn't say it.
Can you talk about the defensive line? I think they had more than double the sacks they've had all year in a game. I think they finished with 7. What was it about what they were doing tonight that really you guys really unleashed on Kessler in that offense?
Well, you've seen him progress through the year. Our pass rush started out slow, and it's improved as the year's gone on. And I think tonight was just a culmination of that. But we got to keep getting better. We missed a lot of sacks. We slipped off guys. We got out of our lanes. We let him get outside and contain. So we got to correct that stuff before Friday.
Coach, for Brett, obviously the pick 6, not the way you guys want to start it, but he did wasted no time on jumping right back in and getting back in control. Can you just talk about him as a leader of this team and his ability to bounce back from obviously that situation to do what he did from that point forward?
He was really unaffected by it. He came off and he knew that he made a bad throw, and he just didn't let it bother him. It was almost like the game just restarted for him. And he's one of a group of many leaders on this team, and it's just fun to be around these guys. But I think that shows how much he's matured through this year, the way he recovered from that first throw.
Coach Mora, to your left. Hey, congratulations. There was a point late in the second quarter where you get the interception and then you get a touchdown with 14 seconds before the half. Momentum doesn't show up in a box score. Did you feel like that was a turning point because then you came out in the second half?
I don't feel like there's a turning point until the last second ticks off the clock. That's how I look at football. Yeah, you can look at that and you can call it a turning point. I'm ready for the next down.
Jim, can you tell us what you viewed this rivalry as when you got the job and what do you understand it to be right now?
I don't know. I mean, when I got it, I didn't think much of it. And, I have a lot of respect for Sark, obviously. That guy gave me an opportunity along with Dan and Chancellor Block. I just have a lot of respect for Sark. And what he's trying to do over there. I don't know about the rivalry. I don't think that's not how my mind works, man. I just work day to day.
Coach, over here. Was it like the game plan to use Miles Jack more, because I know in the past you don't use him as much as you did, especially on defense and offense.
I'm sorry, I don't understand your question.
Was it going into the week? I didn't go to practice. I'm sorry, but going into the week, was it your?
Okay, we wouldn't let you out there with that red shirt on anyway.
But was it a part of the game plan to use Miles Jack more as a running back this week because of their defensive line?
No, we only gave him. I think he only carried the ball 3 or 4 times. Caught it once, carried it 3 times. That's kind of about what he's been averaging a game, maybe 2 to 3. So, we like to give Paul a break now and again, and we'll use Nate Starks in there and Jordan James, and then, Miles is kind of a change of pace guy for us because he's big and he's physical. And you saw the hit he put on the kid on the sideline. I'm glad that kid's all right.
Coach, what did you see on Kendrick's interception? How difficult was it for him to stay in bounds there?
I think that it was so close, and fortunately they ruled it an interception. It has to be indisputable evidence before they overturn it. And he kept his feet up. I'm pretty sure he wasn't conscious of it. It was just a very athletic play by him.
What stood out to you about the defense tonight, especially in really limiting Aguilar and Buck Allen's numbers?
You know what? To me, it's about stopping the run first, eliminating big plays second, and then getting after the quarterback third. And I think we accomplished all 3 of those things. But not letting things get down the field on us, the big chunk plays. When Nelson Aguilar That guy is special. You know, I said the same thing about Lee 2 years ago. I mean, they're the same kind of guy. I mean, he's a great football player, and you've just got to keep him in front end. You got to tackle him. You can't let him get loose, and we were able to do that for the most part.
Jim, how do you think your receivers performed tonight?
Our what?
Your receivers.
I don't know. I think they did okay. I mean, I think Jordan Payton is a special player. I think Mossy Johnson has really come along well. I think that getting Thomas Duarte back in there, working the middle, paid dividends for us. Not only the catch down the middle, but the catch on the sidelines. Eldridge had a touchdown. Devin Lucian played well, had a touchdown. So I think they played well, and I think that's a product of the offensive line doing a great job. And then Brett was accurate. You know, I think I looked up at one point and he was 21 of 30 or something like that. It's comical. I read some pro scout today said that Brett needs to work on his accuracy. I'm like, the guy is a 73% passer. Maybe you should work on your evaluations.
It seemed like the physicality on defense was maybe even a little bit heightened this game. Do you think that was just part of the emotions of the rivalry at all?
We're a physical football team. UCLA is a physical football team. We take a lot of pride in the way we play, and I don't think there was anything extra. You know, we didn't want there to be anything extra. We felt like if we let it get to where it was something extra, it could get away from us emotionally. So one of the things I'm most proud of tonight is the way we held it together emotionally. And USC did the exact same thing. I mean, that was about as classy a rivalry game as you're ever going to find. And to me, that's a credit to their staff, and it's a credit to our staff, it's a credit to their players, and it's a credit to our players. And that was good to see. That was good, hard-fought football by two teams that were really dying to get after each other.
Jim, you alluded to earlier about the dream is still alive. How much of a good thing is it to win in this way with that carrot of the college football championship still a possibility?
Well, when I say carrot, I talk about the Pac-12 championship. I'm talking about that. We have to win Friday. And if we can win Friday, then we'll get another shot to win the Pac-12 championship. That's our immediate goal. So I don't mean that other stuff. I'm talking about the Pac-12, a chance to go compete for the Pac-12 championship. But we can't think about that. We got to think about Stanford. Our world's going to end Friday, and it will.
Defensively, how much did it kind of trickle down from the defensive line getting so much pressure to the linebackers and then the secondary playing well too?
I think it just all fits together. Like I said earlier, when you stop the run, and they had some success early running the ball, but when you stop the run, it just opens up a lot for you. Then you can rush the passer with a little bit more abandon. You can play a little bit more man. So when we got the run under control and we were able to pin our ears back a little bit with the pass rush, then it helps everything. It makes the game a little bit more one-dimensional. So it's when your defensive line is winning up front, like our defensive line did. I think our defensive line took it a little bit personal. There's a lot of talk about their defensive line, and they are a great defensive line. I mean, that number 94, he's a special player. But our guys are pretty darn good themselves.